Hey YouTube, Incendar here, today with a quick review of the mobile game King's Raid by the South Korean indie game developer Vespa. I played this for about 100 hours so far and had a really great time. I recorded this whole video today using the Nox emulator on PC, and I'll put a link for that below in the description. King's Raid is a Trinity party-based game. It reminds me a lot of some of the Final Fantasies. It's a lot of fun, very low or non-existent paywall, which can actually be overcome with an in-game system to generate your own premium game currency just by grinding. This will be my first game review on the channel, so we'll see how this format goes, and it'll likely change in the future. I'll do a quick overview for those short on time and then go into a little deeper into the game mechanics. Make sure to leave any suggestions or ideas in the comments below. I'll also be doing some follow-up videos on King's Raid, so make sure to subscribe. Okay, so as far as gameplay itself, you're looking at 7 chapters with varied landscapes, you know, from desert to snowy area, typical MMO stuff. Each region has 4 difficulties, so it takes quite a bit to progress initially through the game, and I believe they're always adding to this too, so it'll probably be even more levels in the future. Keep in mind you get rubies for the first clear of each difficulty, and like if you do 1-1, you get rubies on easy, then normal, then hard, then hell. That takes a while to progress, but you get tons of rubies from that. Here's the guild house, and as I was saying earlier, you kill guild bosses, and then you get special items for sale in the guild store. This is the arena where PvP happens. There's currently 3 modes. The first one, 4x4 players. Second one's 8x8. I haven't really messed with, and the other one hasn't been activated yet. Pretty fun there, though. All this stuff's in the main town. As far as getting heroes too, rather than just buying rubies, you can also get a random one here at the inn if you check every day, and you just feed them a friend amity you get, and silver, or excuse me, gold in this game. To get a hero that way. And as you can see, you slowly build up your deck of heroes. Each one is totally independent, has its own pros and cons, and you kind of got to build. And then you got front back, like I was saying, with the trinity system. As far as how many heroes there are total, I guess there's what, 56 here at the time of this video. There's tons of them. You're always running into new ones in the arena, you know, with different strategies. But I think there's something for everybody. As far as inventory, you can notice here when I was farming the rubies earlier, I just go to, you know, I was AFK farming the in-game currency. So I just go to use it, and then it actually gives me the rubies, which is the game's in-game currency. So once you have that, you can actually buy heroes, and they're ranging here from 4,000 to 6,000 rubies each. I have seen sales on costumes, but not heroes yet. I would assume they do the same thing for heroes, though. So if you want a hero, you can just go up here into their cash shop and use your rubies. You'll get so many from progression. You might want to wait till you're later in the game, you know, or if you see a hero you want, you can just pick it up. Costumes also give a small bonus to XP or gold. You can see in the top left when you're looking at a particular hero and their costume, it shows you what buff they give. And these are currently 3,000. I can't remember exactly how big the sale was on these a week ago. There's so many costumes and customizations for each hero. I mean, it would be hours long video. So I'm just going to show you the Epis here. And here's some other examples of some other heroes at the top. So you can get a good idea. I mean, there's tons of costumes for you to spend your rubies on. Tons of heroes to spend your rubies on. But you can always be generating those rubies too, either by grinding or doing the daily quest. So it's not too bad. And, you know, some of these costumes are just really well done. Like Dwarf Santa. I saw this guy in a raid, and I couldn't stop laughing. So there's a lot of great stuff in here, and a lot of things to spend your rubies on. Like I said, you got them at a pretty good pace. It's just you might want to save them in the beginning until you get a little better feeling for the game and what you want to do. You could probably make a team that doesn't do very well, like if you did multiple tanks or healers. So the original team you get and you work with and the heroes for free, you should be in pretty good shape. Okay, so I'll go into a little depth here on the arena. I'm not going to go, I mean, I could do like a 5-hour video on this, I'm sure. And there's tons of websites and videos out there already on this. This is just for a quick review. The arena, to me, it was either, a lot of the times it was either, you know, I went in and just crushed the opponent instantly, or they crushed me instantly. Obviously, as you get higher, it becomes closer and more competitive, and you know, there's big differences between heroes. So if you're thinking about doing like you know, playing this game only for PvP and arena, you're probably going to want to at least look at some websites and do some research before you start spending those rubies on specific heroes. Some really shine in the arena compared to others, and you'll notice here that last fight, for example, the guy just disconnected, so automatic win. That happens, you know, that happens pretty good bit. And then I get this guy, and it's like pretty much just wipe the floor. And I've ranked up a little bit. You know, I can still go a lot higher though. Okay, here I'm just showing you what one of the guild bosses that the guild fights. Basically, they just have tons of HP, and each person takes their turn. And the more you kill, the more you get into that guild shop, which is great. Here's some raid content. Many whelps handle it. All right, looks like we're wiping, but here I was playing with a friend, and yeah, I mean, it's just really nice to have some co-op material in this game where you can just play with friends and do raids like that. This here is an actual world boss where you use 8 heroes. That's another thing about the content. If you have 4 heroes, that might not be enough. You know, some PvP takes 8. World boss here takes 8, so you're actually using 8 of your heroes at the same time. So, you know, you're going to have to put some development into 8. And I believe it's going to be 12, or if it isn't already, for one of the PvP arenas. So, you know, that just gets even crazier with the combinations and all the different buffs. Okay, so what I like the most about this game, I've been playing for about 3 weeks. I've noticed constant development from the developers. They've come out with quite a few patches and new content, new heroes, so it seems like they're on top of things. The in-game premium currency, I never feel, to date I haven't felt pressured at all to actually spend any money, since there's so many different ways to make the in-game premium currency, which is rubies. You can see my characters right now are actually farming rubies, which is the in-game currency to buy heroes and costumes and stuff. Another big thing here is game's really AFK friendly. You can actually see I have this on auto battle. It can just run, you know, for however long, and you can walk away if you have other things to do. You're also allowed to macro this with Nox, which is a PC emulator if you want to play this on your PC, you know, versus your phone or tablet or whatever. Everything's really colorful and well done. A lot like WoW. I like the Trinity combat system, you know, tank, healer, DPS, and then there's, you know, physical magic DPS. I'll get more into that in a little bit. The progression of the characters and team is really engaging, and believe it or not, this game also has a PvP arena. I'll get into that more in a little bit too, with ranking system, co-op dragon raids where you can go with a couple of your friends to kill some dragons, world bosses, which are extremely challenging, at least for me right now. There's guild activities and raids where your whole guild works to kill a boss. Character design in this, and there's just so many heroes, and they're so well done, and each one seems totally unique, and you can just, you know, make different teams for whatever situation you come across. So tons of options for party makeup if you're into that kind of thing. Crafting gear system is really well implemented. Pay to win is very low pressure, like I mentioned. If you're a casual, 1 or 2 hours a day. Daily quests take about an hour a day. You can play this for maybe 2 hours a day. Hardcore players will probably be more interested in spending, but I really think, you know, if you're only playing an hour or 2 a day, you're going to be fine, and this is the perfect game for you. Okay, and just some cons, and I'm doing all this just so if you're short on time, you'll get this, and I'll have more details after this. Hardcore players who want more than 1 to 2 hours a day, like if you're looking for an MMO or a game to keep you involved, you know, like 6, 8, 10 hours a day, you might want to look elsewhere. I think even if you spend a lot, I don't know if there's enough content in the game at the current stage to play it all day or anything like that. This is more like a, you know, 1 to 2 hour a day thing. You can get the in-game currency rather easy, but to a lot of people, when I look at some of the pay shop items, you know, it's like $80, and I figured out in my head it'll save me about a week. So you'll have to look at that and make your own decision. I don't feel the need to do it at all. I can just, you know, do the daily quest for an hour every day and be totally happy. But I can see that being a problem for some of the hardcore players. And like I said, faster progression can be expensive, you know, 80 to 100. When I was doing a stream on Twitch, there were people telling me, you know, a lot stayed entirely free, and then there was other people spending thousands, and one guy said, you know, he dropped 5,000 like no problem. So that's always an option here, but I think you're going to get the solid 60 to 100 hours for free regardless in the beginning and enjoyment, and then you can, you know, decide on that. Even like inventory space, you're going to have so many rubies, you'll be able to buy inventory space or heroes or, you know, whatever else you need as you go without spending. Sometimes, for some people, one of the complaints was the loading screen times can be annoying. This is mostly a problem in progression, and obviously when you're not AFK farming, which, you know, who cares if you're AFK farming. As always, if you click on your profile on the main page, you can actually change the settings to lower, which will make the loading times much quicker. Okay, so after 100 hours in the last 3 weeks, I would have to say I had a really great time, and really glad I found this game. I definitely feel like I hit a bit of a wall where the game slows down after that initial intense progression where it just keeps coming at you. That should last you at least 40 to 60 hours, but it's not a deal breaker for me because I can still progress. It's just much slower now. I'll do some follow-up vids on how to get around a few choke points and gear checks, I guess you could call them, that you may encounter along the way that did slow me down, but I did manage to get past. As far as the cash shop, I never really felt pressured or that I had to spend here, even now, which you tend to see in most mobile games anymore. Eventually content will slow down for you, however, so if, hardcore gamers will likely need another game to supplement that when this slows down, when your progression slows down. With the depth of this game, there's tons of heroes, their own strengths and weaknesses, more being added all the time. The AFK auto battle option. You've also got macro options with Nox. It's group raid content, ranked PvP arena. I think King's Raid is going to be great fun for anyone casual and semi-casual for a long time to come. Art style here is probably what sells most people. It is. I really enjoy it, and if you enjoy it, you really can't go wrong with that. Make sure to subscribe to get notified of any new videos, and feel free to leave a comment below. I do read them all and respond when I can. Thanks a lot for watching, and I'll see you guys next time.